Lots of synergy inside of the Afreeca's team composition, and an MVP is they have a lot of different gears that they can activate, even having a dual split push inside of the Rek'Sai and the Sion the longer that the game goes. And if you look at Afreeca's team composition, they don't really have a proper response to that. So Afreeca is going to be looking for a pretty explosive mid game because they have a lot of synergy with how they elected to draft. Attacks Ian, as you just mentioned. And that's really going to help Kuro as Spirit begins to path his way back to the right-hand side, but hold on.
Look at this, Nethergrass coming down with that flash. Ton of damage coming in, and First Blood is going to go over to Malzahar. Just see him take that out. You can see he's playing nice and passively, but he is going to come in. The exhaust coming down, but no can do as Kuro just going to back off of that one.
Here, Max doesn't have flash though to get in range.
And here he goes, but a little bit ahead of his team, and the Chain of Corruption comes down. Batusin taking a lot of damage, and nice turnaround there. But here comes the teleport. Marin coming in first. Can they pick up Max here? Looks like they may just be able to. One more hit will do it. The ultimate is going to proc. There he does go, just gonna back off, and that will be a 1-for-1 trade. And was just barely able to get his ult off too. Let's see if they can get another grasp here. They do on Kuro. Is it going to be enough damage? Call the Void coming out. There is the flash from Ian, and the last auto attack will get the kill. And a nice gank there from Max.
Or Baron.
Yeah, they're going for Baron. It did just spawn. They started it literally right when it spawned. Can Spirit jump in and get the flash? No, he does not. Rek'Sai is going to pick it up. Looks like Malzahar jumping over the wall is going to go down though. Spirit will pay for it with his life. Beyond, he may go down. He's going to try to turn on Kuro, but it's not going to be enough. Chain of Corruption will be dodged by the flash. But Marin coming in from behind. Caitlyn's on the run. All alone is going to go up into Afreeca's jungle, but shouldn't be surviving for too long. So they do get the Baron, and here is that chase. Sorry, Maha. I mean, really all he can do at this point is delay as much time as possible.
Yep, he's just trying to delay. Did not have enough mana for net, even if he was going to try to net away and then use the Baron Enhanced Recall to get to base safely. But nonetheless, they pick up the Baron.
They're just able to pick it up quite nicely. They get middle turret as well. Comes in with that big package. The Shockwave is going to come down onto Max. He tries to turn it there. It is not going to be enough. Look at all that poke damage done. Here comes Ian, and he wants some kills, trying to come in, and Kuro just gets blown up. Spirit going to get unburrowed here, will go down. Marin, even though he's very tanky, he's up against 3 members now of MVP, and that's going to be 3 kills going over to MVP. He was even able to pick up 1 kill off of the gank from Max, but he just gets so fed. Hold that thought, coming in onto Ed. He is extremely tanky. He's actually gaining health from that shield. Chain of Corruption is going to come down, though, and they're burning so much damage onto Ed. Can they get him? They do. And just going to chill. They're not going to be able to do too much damage. So nice pickup. MVP not really able to respond there.
One of the things that Afreeca does have going for them is they are keeping up pretty well in CS in mid and bot, but it doesn't really matter that much when they're falling behind so much in towers and the Baron gold.
Oh, Beyond going pretty deep, looking to try to get something done here, but Spirit is going to capitalize, going to blink away from the stun there. And, Ian in a bit of a bad spot here as well. Chain of Corruption is going to come down. They cannot lock him down, though, even though he does eat a bunch of damage.
And it's just too difficult without providing Marin any sort of flank wards, and hold that thought as Marin gets locked up.
Yeah, another grab is going to be burned there, as well as the big package from Corki. So, not going to kill him, but they do knock him down to about half health. They got to be careful about starting this Baron, though, as, you know, Kramer's still having a nice bit of mana, can begin to poke him down. It looks like MVP is just going to back off.
This could end up being a really big mistake.
Stoppable Onslaught coming in. Not going to get the stun onto anyone. He's going to be forced to back off here. Let's look towards Kuro's command Shockwave as well. If he can land, you know, a big one onto 2 or 3 members, can definitely get that done. Afreeca is in fact going to take the Infernal Drake, and here comes Marin jumping in. No Shockwave just yet, but a ton of damage coming down. Kuro, though, he goes down immediately to the Nethergrass, and now Kramer's going to get bursted down as well. Double kill for Corki. Now the rest of Afreeca is on the run.
Yep, the rest of Afreeca is on the run. In the meanwhile, though, Spirit did pick up Maha in the backline, and now he's trying to attack the minion wave in mid so that MVP doesn't have a wave to push with up mid, and Tushin does manage to get away even though Marin went down. With the Maokai and the Orianna, but it does mean that he can delete people in a matter of seconds.
Teleport coming down. Look at how fast they burn that Baron down. Not going to be stolen once again. The Spirit is going to be knocked on up. Orianna getting the revenge kill there onto Malzahar, but will be forced to back off for now. But here comes the Unstoppable Onslaught, going to miss Kuro, as does that stun. Beyond going to flash on Burrow, and Kuro will go down as well. Kramer now on the run, and with that might be the end of this Mar, and he's all alone now trying to pick up a kill, and that he does, but he does pay for it with his life. I think it will be. The dead timers are too much, and with the Baron here, oh, the stun even going down onto Spirit, he's going to be forced to leap away, eating a ton of damage here, and both of these turrets are going down. Some respawns are happening. Are they going to commit to the Nexus? It looks like they kind of want to. No, they're just going to try to back off. It's maybe a bit late, though. ADD, he's back there all by himself. And Beyond trying to be locked up here by Tushin, but at least they do get both of the Nexus turrets. You can see ADD trying to do a bit more damage to that Nexus, but will be taken out. And thankfully for Afreeca, they keep this game alive for just a bit longer.
Yep. And here comes the siege. I like how Beyond and Ed are zoning. They're threatening the ability to dive into the backline of Afreeca.
Even Max too, just chilling on the left side. At a moment's notice, he can just flash in, exhaust, and go for the Nether Grasp. Looks like MVP is just going to try to push down mid. They don't have the Baron buff anymore, but they do have the Super Minion. Chain of Command, Corruption rather, does come down to no effect, really.
Kramer almost out of mana.
Yeah, he may be forced to jump into the pool and go back, but for now he's just going to try to wave clear. Oh, and there's the flash onto Kuro, but there's the shockwave. Kuro, though, does get blown up, and everybody on Afreeca is just going to get melted from everybody on MVP. Marin all alone, and Ian not even focusing on the champions anymore. Just going to go for that Nexus, and that's going to be game number 1, going over to MVP.
Yeah, and that was an interesting finish, a little bit uncharacteristic. Normally, MVP likes to take their games a little bit slower and safer, but they recognized their advantage. They escorted the minion wave up to the Nexus. They knew that they also had Sion's passive, so even if Ed goes down, he can still come back and keep autoing the Nexus.